The story revolves around Kafka Hibino, who transforms into Kaiju No. 8 and faces various challenges. At the Defense Force headquarters, Deputy Director Keiji expresses disbelief about having a Daikaiju, giant kaiju, within their ranks. Discussions ensue on whether Kaiju No. 8 should be disposed of or turned into a weapon. Director General Isao decides to bring Kafka to the headquarters before making a decision. Meanwhile, Kafka is restrained and reflects on his fate, fearing he may be turned into a weapon. His team, including Mina, empathizes with him. Mina reassures Kafka that she'll provide evidence to prove he is still human. As Kafka is transported to the headquarters, his comrades, especially Ichikawa, express hope for his return. Mina assures Kafka that the 3rd Division supports him. At the maritime base, Kafka is held captive. His friends struggle to process his transformation, recalling his bravery in battles. They prepare reports and gather evidence to support Kafka, highlighting his contributions as a human. However, tensions rise as Director General Isao views Kafka as a threat. Isao shows an X-ray of Kafka's chest, revealing a kaiju core, declaring him no longer human. Despite this, Kikaru, Isao's daughter, defends Kafka, citing his efforts to save lives. Kafka faces an inspection but vows not to give up. Isao confronts him directly, testing his resolve by attacking him. Kafka transforms partially to defend himself, leading Isao to declare him a kaiju. Using a weapon made from Kaiju No. 2's remains, Isao fights Kafka, who struggles to resist his kaiju instincts. Despite sustaining injuries, Kafka regenerates, proving his resilience. As the battle intensifies, Kafka notices his body reacting uncontrollably, reminiscent of his earlier encounters with Daikaiju. Keiji explains that Isao's weapon harnesses the destructive power of Kaiju No. 2, making him incredibly dangerous. Kafka realizes the gravity of the situation when the kaiju that initially transformed him appears. The kaiju manipulates Kafka to attack Isao, but Kikoru intervenes, reminding Kafka of his humanity. Kafka's journey and battle with director Isao Kafka, struggling with his identity as both human and kaiju, faces challenges as he fights against director Isao. The director, equipped with Kaiju No. 2's shield, manages to fend off Kafka's attacks, but realizes the incredible strength of Kaiju No. 8. Kafka, trying to maintain control over his monstrous form, struggles emotionally and physically, fearing he might harm others, especially Captain Mina and her father. In the heat of the battle, Kafka shows signs of humanity and determination. Director Isao ultimately decides that Kafka should not be destroyed, but instead tested to prove his worth to the Defense Force. This decision divides the Council, but Isao's reasoning, using Kaiju No. 8's power as an asset against increasing kaiju attacks, prevails. Captain Mina's testimony and Kafka's role. Captain Mina defends Kafka's contributions, highlighting his persistence, teamwork, and sacrifices. Despite this, skepticism remains among the council members, who label Kafka a kaiju rather than a human. Mina insists on judging Kafka by his actions rather than his nature. Kafka is given another chance but is now tasked with proving his loyalty and importance to humanity. This puts immense pressure on him as he must navigate being seen as both a weapon and an individual. Seasons end and new threats. The season concludes with the revelation of a new threat, Kaiju No. 9. This intelligent kaiju manipulates events from the shadows, planning to reclaim the powers held by Kafka. The Defense Force faces the challenge of integrating Kafka while bracing for future attacks. The season ends with Kafka dreaming of reuniting with Mina, a hopeful yet uncertain note. Meanwhile, Kaiju No. 9 hints at a larger scheme, setting the stage for Season 2, which promises even more dramatic confrontations and developments.